Have you ever felt like you're in a mind game that you didn't sign up for? You're not alone. Welcome to the grand illusion, where being fooled is a no-go zone. Today, we're diving into the top 5 mind games people play and, more importantly, how to not fall for them. Think of this as your secret playbook for outsmarting the tricksters. Let's turn the tables and become the mind game masters, shall we? Number 1. Playing the victim. Strap in, folks, because we're kicking off our mind games tour with a real crowd pleaser, playing the victim. This is the art of turning every situation into a personal sob story, where they're always the hero tragically misunderstood or wronged. Picture someone perpetually auditioning for the lead in a soap opera titled "Woe is Me," and you've got your person. This tactic is like emotional judo. They use your concern and empathy as leverage to flip situations in their favor. Suddenly, you're apologizing for things you didn't do, offering concessions you hadn't planned on, or finding yourself cast as the villain in their narrative. They wield guilt like a master swordsman, slicing through your defenses and leaving you bewildered on the battlefield of their making. So, how do you outsmart this Oscar-worthy performance? Stay objective. Treat their tales with the skepticism of a seasoned detective. Facts are your friends here. Ignoring the mentality means not getting sucked into their emotional vortex. Keep a healthy distance from the drama storm they're brewing. Most importantly, don't take it personally. Remember, their script was written long before you walked onto their stage. Your role: be the audience that claps politely but exits the theater early. Respond with, "I see you're upset and I'm here to talk, but let's keep the conversation focused on solutions, not blame." This keeps you engaged but not entangled, offering support without surrendering to their narrative. By staying objective, ignoring the manipulative undercurrents, and not taking their performance to heart, you protect your peace and keep the spotlight on reality, not their rendition of it. Number 2. The silent treatment. Welcome back to the psychological dojo, where today's move is the silent treatment. Think of it as the emotional equivalent of going invisible. No words, no acknowledgement, just a whole lot of nothing. It's like they've suddenly decided to mime their way through life, but the only thing they're communicating is, "I'm upset, and you're going to guess why." The silent treatment isn't just about silence. It's an attempt to control the narrative without saying a word. It's their way of pulling you into a guessing game where the rules are as clear as a fogged-up mirror. They're banking on the silence being so uncomfortable that you'll do anything to break it. Now, here's the game changer. Instead of playing detective in their silent movie, choose to walk away. This isn't about giving up. It's about preserving your mental oasis. Acknowledge the silence once. "I see you're choosing not to talk right now. I'm here when you're ready to have a conversation." Then, pivot and protect your peace. Walking away is your shield against the barrage of negative energy. Surrounding yourself with silence on your terms helps maintain your mental state. It's a clear signal that while you're open to resolving issues, you're not going to do so by wading through their moody marshes. Remember, negative energy is contagious, and preserving your mental well-being means sometimes stepping out of the infection zone. Let them know you're all for communication, but not at the expense of your mental health. Number 3. Guilt tripping. Next up in our mind game marathon is the infamous guilt trip, a journey nobody wants to take. Picture this. Someone lays on the guilt so thick, you'd think you've personally caused the downfall of Rome. "If you really cared about me, you'd do it," they say, turning the screws of obligation and remorse until you're practically a walking apology. Guilt tripping is emotional blackmail dressed up as a plea for understanding. It's a manipulation masterpiece, turning your good intentions into a ticket for their ride to "you owe me"ville. The antidote? A hefty dose of perspective and the word "no." Recognize the guilt trip for what it is, an attempt to steer you off your course. Remind yourself that saying no doesn't make you a villain. It makes you a person with boundaries. And here's the kicker. If someone really cares about you, they wouldn't pack your bags for Guilt Trip City in the first place. So, when the guilt starts piling up, take a step back and assess the situation objectively. Is this request fair? Are you being manipulated into feeling guilty for something that's actually not your responsibility? Remember, preserving your mental health sometimes means saying no and sticking to it, even if it upsets the other person. After all, your well-being isn't up for negotiation. Number 4. Gaslighting. Sliding into the 4th spot of our mind game, hit parade is gaslighting, the mental magic trick that makes you question your own reality. Ever been told, "That never happened," or "You're just being paranoid," when you know deep down you're not? That's gaslighting, the art of making you distrust your own memory and perception. It's like living in a funhouse mirror maze, except it's not fun, and you're trying to navigate through distortions of truth served up by someone else. The goal? To weaken your confidence and increase your reliance on the gaslighter's version of reality. The best defense against this psychological sleight of hand? Trust yourself. Keep a record of events, conversations, and how they made you feel. This isn't about proving a point to the gaslighter, but reinforcing your own sense of truth. And here's the power move. Assert your reality. You don't need to convince them. You need to convince you. I understand you see things differently, but this is how I experienced it. Remember, gaslighting thrives in doubt. Starve it by standing firm in your own experiences and seeking support from those who help you trust your instincts, not question them. In the world of mind games, gaslighting is a particularly nasty trick, but with self-trust and a strong grip on your reality, you can turn the lights back on and clear the smoke. Number 5. Playing dumb. Closing our list is a classic move we'll call playing dumb, a tactic where someone pretends not to understand or remember, effectively dodging responsibility or difficult conversations. It's as if their knowledge evaporates just when you need their input or acknowledgement, leaving you to wonder if there's a memory wipe involved. This strategy is less about forgetting and more about avoiding the uncomfortable, the inconvenient, the accountable. It's a conversational escape hatch. "I don't recall that happening," they say, turning denial into an art form. You're left in a solo dance around the truth, questioning your own recollection of events. Here's how to pivot. Start employing open-ended questions. Instead of asking, "Do you remember doing this?" switch to, "Can you tell me about your thoughts on how this went?" Open-ended questions encourage discussion rather than simple yes or no answers, making it harder for them to play the ignorance card. Additionally, emphasize the importance of mutual understanding and shared reality. It's crucial we're on the same page, so let's explore how we each perceive this situation. This approach invites them to share their perspective without cornering them, fostering a more open dialogue. Incorporating open-ended questions and stressing mutual comprehension doesn't just sidestep the playing dumb tactic. It transforms a potential deadlock into an opportunity for deeper understanding and collaboration. It's about moving from confrontation to conversation, ensuring both parties are actively engaged in resolving misunderstandings and moving forward together.